So one thing I'm starting to feel like I've become very known for on my channel, or just in the action figure community in general, is giving Figma a lot of flack. Now granted, I have been disappointed with a lot of figures they have released within the past couple of years at this point or so. And I just don't want you guys to think that I absolutely hate the company, because I don't. And then on top of that, they do release a lot of figures that I do enjoy also, such as the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. Now, what this video is here is basically me discussing my top 5 figures that I am actually really anticipating from Figma. I was going to do 10. I couldn't find 10. I'm sorry. But it's just that they're not making a whole bunch of stuff that I want. It's not because I'm not excited for their products or I don't like them or anything like that. But yeah, this is something a tad bit different, and maybe if you guys enjoy it, I'm going to stick with it. But either way, you guys know how all my discussion videos work. Go ahead and drop a like for your boy, as it will always motivate me to bring you guys this content. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with number 5. Now, if this list was to contain figures that were actually going to be coming out this year, 2023, then it would be a tad bit longer, but I decided to go ahead and list things that are going to be coming out early next year, starting off with a January release of the Figma RWBY Weiss figure. And this is one that you guys probably don't even expect or didn't expect for me to like, but I really enjoy RWBY. I know I don't talk about it much. There was a Mega House version of the main character, RWBY, that was released years and years ago. I didn't end up getting my hands on it, but I did pre-order the Figma RWBY, and since I got that one, I had to get her friend Weiss. Again, these figures are coming in 2024, every single thing that I discuss in this video, just because I wanted to discuss figures that are a little bit of a ways out. And this one right here doesn't necessarily look incredible, but it looks like it's going to do everything that I want it to do. When it comes to Figma, I don't really expect the most in terms of articulation. I expect it to be decent. I expect the accessories to be fine, which, as you can see on screen, they're not too bad. I wish for more always, but it's okay. Now, this is one that I am going to definitely be reviewing once I get my hands on it. Hopefully you guys will enjoy something like this, but I'll start with RWBY. If it doesn't really get a buzz, then I might leave this one alone, but we'll see. Like I said, coming in at number 5 is none other than Weiss from RWBY. Now, the next figure is one that I am currently on the fence about, simply because of the fact that he releases in February, which is going to be the same time as other Figmas are slated to release. That being said, they do end up getting pushed back from time to time, so I might be able to get my hands on this one, I might not. I just don't want to spend too much money on Figmas and SH Figuarts, because SH Figuarts has a lot of figures coming in February. Maybe I'll discuss that in another video. But anyway, in case you don't know who it is, it's none other than the Figma Vinland Saga Thorphin. And no, I have not watched the anime, for anyone who's about to ask, but I have been recommended it by several people. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Right now, I just haven't really had the time to watch it, just because I'm into a bunch of other things. I've been working my tail off as well, and so it's just finding time to do it. Now, what I am afraid of is not getting this guy, because if I don't get it and then at some point I get into the anime, I want to backtrack and want this guy, and he is not a cheap figure. Because of the soft goods, I believe that's what pushed this figure to be $94 import price. Yes, import price, meaning domestically he's going to retail at about probably $120 or more, and I'm just not going to want to backtrack and get this guy for double if he sells out. So this is one that's on the list, and I'm crossing my fingers about picking it up once it releases in February. Now, coming off of that last figure, every single thing else in this video is mandatory for picking up. Next up, we have none other than the Figma Chainsaw Man Akihayakawa. And the main reason I'm getting this is because I got to complete my Chainsaw Man trio. We got Denji, we got Power from SHF. Power from Figma is coming out, I think, within the next month. But yeah, I've got those, and so I have to have Aki. Then on top of that, SH Figure Arts has not announced him for whatever reason. They're moving kind of slow with their Chainsaw Man, and so for the time being, Figma is just going to be the way to go. Now, I had a ton of fun with Denji. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy that figure. They thought it was stiff. They thought it was lackluster, but I enjoyed it, and so I'm expecting to enjoy this guy also. I see they did do something a bit different with the knees, so I'm expecting more articulation. This torso looks like it's going to be the same as Denji's, but if so, that means it still should move fairly well. Hopefully we can get him in some really good crunching poses. Accessories, he's a tad bit light. You don't really get much, but you do get his katana, a couple faces, the cone hand expression, and the eyes, or hands, whatever, and this is one I gotta have. Now, just like the Vinland Saga Thorphin, he is also slated for February. Again, this is one I have to have. Now, next up is one I don't even feel like I really need to spend much time discussing because you guys already know what it is when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen greatness. Here we have the Figma Yuta Okkotsu from JJK 0. Now, I wish they would have gone with his updated look, but since it hasn't appeared in the anime and only the manga, I guess I can understand why they went with this one. Now, this does look like a carbon copy of the SH Figure Arts, which is a solid figure, but I do like some of the engineering that they went with for the shoulders, which kind of were a pain to deal with on the SHF, and I do like the overall sleekness of it. I love the paintwork around the eyes. He has a bit more of a stressed out look to him than the SHF. You see some of the details that really consisted of Yuta Okkotsu that weren't so much compiled in the SHF version. That is what makes them both worth picking up, and again, you guys know anything JJK I'm going to pick up regardless. Now, just like the last two figures, he is also slated for February. Now, you guys starting to see why I said I might not get the Thorphin figure. Yes, so this I have to have. This is just it. I wish he came with more accessories, but sadly he doesn't. You just get the sword, the horn, and then 3 different facial expressions. Either way, I'm getting it. Now, last but certainly not least is the figure that I am probably the most excited for out of everything on the list. It is none other than the best boy Toge Inumaki himself. Now, I know I don't really say much about it on YouTube, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know just how much I love this character. Yes, I am an Inumaki fanboy, even though he doesn't really do much in the series. I just really love his design, I love his curse technique, and I love him as a character, man. He's just everything. Like, he deserves everything. He is so dope to me. I'm sorry, I can't explain why. Now, he doesn't come with many accessories, but you get what you need. You get several peace sign hands, you get several different optional parts for facial expressions, you get smiles, you get his yelling expression. I wished he came with some kind of effect piece for when he's using his curse technique, but you do get a rice ball and some other things in exchange. He can also take the lower forearms off and you can slip them in his pockets, or they have some extra pieces to make it look like he does. So he comes with enough. Now, one thing I do want to say is I don't like the price point on this guy because of the fact he's an exclusive. I think his retail price is about $74 import, which is a tad bit much, but it is what it is. This is one I've got to have. Toge Inumaki. I cannot wait for this one. I can't wait to pose him up with the rest of my Jujutsu Kaisen team. So again, I know this isn't my typical video, but I did want to once again say that I don't hate Figma. It's just that I expect them to do better. And so you guys understand that I don't hate the company, I decided I'd go ahead and name some things that I'm really looking forward to in terms of releases from them. So if you guys like this type of content, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I will do this for other companies because, as you guys know, there's plenty of SH Figure Arts I'm excited for. Revoltech, Mafex, even some other companies such as Hasbro and Jada Toys, but that's neither here nor there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and peace out.